Peace, everybody. I hope that you're okay. I hope that your mental health is intact. And I truly hope that you're happy. We got news today, y'all. Longtime Senator Lindsey Graham is no longer with us. And it's a very weird thing because the lying, scamming media telling us that he had a sudden illness and passed away. Now, who's foolish enough to believe something like that? This man just had a mysterious illness and passed away while he's visiting Kiev, Ukraine, while there's a war going on between Russia and Ukraine. This warmongerer, United States Senator, who said Black Americans don't need reparations. He said that was a long time ago. And in his opinion, his people has already paid for the sins of their fathers to Black Americans. We don't need any more reparative justice because we got it already. And it always made me think about what he meant by that. And then I seen a clip years ago of somebody asking him about reparations for Black Americans. And he said Americans fought a civil war for us to be free. So he don't see the need for Black Americans to get reparations because I guess that's what he meant by it's already been paid. When the Civil War, everybody of some type of knowledge and consciousness know that Civil War was not to free Black Americans. I'm sure the late Lindsey Graham knows that as well. But let's get into what my opinion piece is today. And I'm going to be very careful with this because I am not one of those who will want to speak out of turn. And what I will say is the United States media, bought and paid for media, is hiding the truth of what really happened to this guy. I think he was pew-pew, by a low-key person over there, maybe from the Russian intelligence agency, program, whatever you call it. And there's always a media blackout on what's really going on over in war zones here in America. They only tell us what they want us to know. So we know that bombs are being slung from Russia to Ukraine and from Ukraine to Russia. A lot of bombs are being slung back and forth. So I'm not saying that this is the case, but we don't know. Is it possible that he could have been pew-pewed Is it possible that he could have been targeted by the enemies of Ukraine, knowing that he was over in Ukraine and the last correspondence that came out from this gentleman was a correspondence of him saying that they made some kind of deal or concession or something, referring to the White House and Ukraine. He didn't get into the specifics, and it looked like he was ushered away from the microphone as he started to say what that deal was. Now, that deal could have been something that pissed the enemies off of Ukraine or the enemies of America off. And they said, we got to do something about this. Let's send a message. This is all an opinion piece. We don't know what really happened because the United States media apparatus will not tell its citizens the truth about nothing. You have to get alternative media to even get slight truths, and that's a shame because information can be used as a weapon. There is a such thing as information warfare. And the enemies of humanity have mastered information warfare. They don't want you to know the inner workings of what's going on overseas. Now, a great example of this is the president, Donald Trump, continues to come out to the media and say, we made a deal with Iran. 2 days later, we hit Iran hard with missiles. 2 days later, you see American bases in the Middle East getting bombed to smithereens by the Iranian military. Now, the president, Donald Trump, just told us that they blasted Iran to smithereens. The president, Donald Trump, just told us that we destroyed their capability to shoot missiles. As soon as the words is coming out of his mouth, Middle Eastern news agencies, European news agencies, and some Indian publications post Iranian missiles hitting American assets. So why is the president, Donald Trump, coming out and telling these lies to the American people about the success of operations against the Iranian regime, but Iran continues its bombing campaign in the Middle East? That should tell you that they are liars and the father of lies. They couldn't tell the truth if their life depended on it. Now, I'm going to say something some may find controversial. But those who know that we are living in a time of the presence of Allah God. And this is not symbolic. And he's the knower of all things. He's a seer of all things. And as he sees, he knows, he hears the moaning, the groaning, the whining, the hurt, the pain of his people who are being attacked on every level in the United States of America. He has a will. And a part of his will is permissive. He permits things to happen because it's a part of his will. Do we know God's agenda? No. He reveals some things to us through his minister in other ways. But we don't know his will. Only thing that we know is that we're living in a time of his presence. And with his presence being felt throughout the world, not only is his presence being felt, but his vengeance is being felt. Recently, there's been a string of killings of Black Americans, and there haven't been any real get back. And I'm of those who like to think that God is our protector. Vengeance is his. And some things that happen is God's get back. Out of all the people in this government who go to foreign nations, who sit with foreign governments, and are decision makers, and on a deeper level have racist views and terrible agendas. Out of all of those, why Lindsey Graham mysteriously take ill and pass away immediately, if that's true? God being the one who has power over all things, he is the best knower. He knows what we thinking. And if the thought is in your mind as somebody of such importance is to bring harm to his people who he chose for himself, or his minister who he guides, then any circumstance could happen by his permissive will that allow you to get taken up out of here. This is an opinion piece. This is coming from Brother Delanton. I looked at Lindsey Graham and his constituents as high-class KKK members, with Lindsey Graham being one of the Grand Wizards or the High Klux Priest or whatever those who are high in the KKK call themselves. I believe Pete Hegseth is one of those. I believe people like Megyn Kelly are one of those. And I believe that the majority of them are in the Republican Party. But you have some who are Democrats. Then we see none other than Cory Booker comes out to pay homage to a racist, warmonger, suspected KKK member. And it just lets me know that these type of black people who are in the United States government, who bow, tap dance, and capitulate to white supremacy, are cowards. And we can't expect anything tangible to come from a Cory Booker if he sees a person like Lindsey Graham demise and he comes out to honor him. This is an opinion piece. I don't wish death on anybody. I don't celebrate anybody's death. My teacher told me that when you see misfortune in others, don't laugh, learn. So, this video is not me having any type of satisfaction at the death of Lindsey Graham. I would never get online, make an opinion piece to mock the death of anybody, because I know better. But I will say, Mr. Graham's death was very suspicious. The timing of it is very suspicious. We don't know what happened to him, because if it is true that he caught a illness that it killed him immediately, where could that have come from? This is an opinion piece. You're free to form your own opinion. Leave a comment and tell me what you think. I hope that you're okay. I hope sincerely that your mental health is intact. And by the grace of God, I hope that you're happy. Leave an opinion. Let me know what you think. Peace.